A big chunk of the fan base and the talking heads say that the Chiefs need to upgrade the running back position. We're going to discuss that today and give a little insight as to where the coaches and the media's heads are at with that one. Plus, Pacheco spoke in a presser recently, and we'll see what he had to say about the Week 3 game in New York that most are calling a must-win. Andy Reid also spoke to the media about the progress of Xavier Worthy and Jalen Royals, so we'll have that for you today as well. Plus, much more to get you ready for this Sunday night football game, Week 3 versus the Giants. So welcome back to All Chiefed Up. If you love the Chiefs and want a fan-driven community to talk with, this is the place to be. So hit that sub button and give this video a like if you enjoy the content.
You're listening to All Chiefed Up.
Jumping right into it, and the biggest story with the Chiefs going into Sunday night still has to be the anticipated but not yet confirmed return of wide receiver Xavier Worthy. We all know he has a torn labrum and is now practicing without much padding on the injury. This is an injury that varies from player to player. We watched Pacheco play through a torn labrum in his rookie season. These injuries usually cause problems with shoulder instability and range of motion, so that could always be a problem for him. We know for sure, though, it isn't going to affect his speed. Coach Andy Reid talked with reporters on Friday and seemed pretty standoffish and offered very few words. Reid said that he was practicing and that his return would be left up to the doctors. He then offered that he still runs fast, and that's the main thing, but again, no word on a Sunday night return just yet at the time of this recording. Andy also spoke on the return of Jalen Royals, and he said, quote, "did good," but offered no further words, updates, or insights to if or how much he will play versus the Giants. Now let's shift the focus to the running game here. In recent days, the focus has become heavily amplified on Isaiah Pacheco and the Kansas City running backs for lacking explosion and vision. Trade talks have been heating up, with us and now a few others wanting Brett Veach to reach out to the Dolphins, who are now sitting at 0-3 and is probably primed to start blowing their team up from the GM to the coaches. Fox Sports recently mirrored our thoughts about kicking the tires on Devon Achane, as they say if the team is going to blow it up, there's really no reason to keep around a shifty running back on a rookie contract that likely leaves in the 2026 free agency market. The Chiefs could take on his rookie contract for likely a second or third round pick, and although that does seem pretty rich to some, the Chiefs always pick at the bottom 3 to 4 picks in each round, and Achane was a third round pick to begin with. In his short time in the league, he's already shown he can be an explosive weapon, and if you would be willing to give up a bottom tier second round pick, or maybe a third or fourth and find a player to sweeten the pot, it is likely after drafting Ollie Gordon here in 2025 and Jalen Wright out of Tennessee as well, the Fins really would not be devoid of weapons in that running back room. So the Chiefs would likely have to extend his contract in 2026, and this could be the part that could hold it up. The Chiefs' cap and team salary focus usually doesn't make the running back a priority position to pay top dollar to, and running backs are seeing a slight resurgence in relevance and pay in the previous years. So Achane could be looking for a contract that Veach just simply could not offer. If you're in the other boat and think we just need a rental for the season, maybe Alvin Kamara could offer that. He is over 30 years old, but being a weapon in the passing game makes him an intriguing option to go along with his field vision in the run game. Kamara would only cost around $3 million to bring over for the year. That's a Jerick McKinnon-style option that the Chiefs have lacked. It seems like the most logical option at this point is to try out our recent 7th-round selection running back Brashard Smith out of SMU. Smith is lethal with the ball in his hands, showing insane speed and decent field vision. Matt Nagy spoke on this on Thursday. Take a listen to what he said.
Matt, for Brashard Smith and Robert Tunyon, how do you work at integrating them in the weeks ahead here to get them touches and targets?
Both really good players. Both have packages, and they understand too that they're both next man up mentalities. Brashard, he's learning still, so I think he's at a good pace right now. And then we'll continue to keep him in some packages and keep changing up what we do with him. And he's really growing. So I like both of those guys.
So yeah, we agree. The Chiefs need a dynamic running back option if Pacheco and Hunt just aren't going to get the job done. But before we trade, maybe we should let Brashard Smith get some serious looks. The last few nuggets from Friday's presser was that Mike Dana and cornerback Christian Fulton did not practice, and their game status has not yet been revealed at the time of this recording. If I had to bet, I'd say both sit the game out. Whether it's the running game or lack thereof, or the passing attack, the Chiefs must win this game, and for some confidence purposes, they need to beat a Giants team that we know they're better than quite handily and gain some big-time momentum for Week 4 when the Ravens come to town. If they can get back on track this week and squeak one out versus the Ravens at home, being 2-2 and only 2 games away from the Rashee Rice return, that would be the ultimate turnaround. Moving on to the Giants, they may have found a back in Cam Scattaboo. It looks like he took over the running duties for the G-Men versus Dallas in that overtime game last week. Devin Singletary and second-year back Tyrone Tracy are likely going to take a back seat to Scattaboo going forward. The Giants also have the deep game with wide receivers like Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors, and we all know with Russell Wilson in the pocket, he will definitely throw up a few moon balls. The Chiefs secondary had a nice bounce-back game versus the Eagles last week compared to that opening atrocity we seen versus the Chargers in Week 1, which was nasty to watch. Jalen Watson was the highest-rated Chiefs defender versus the Eagles, so even with Fulton out, it would be nice to see the Chiefs secondary continue their strong play. But it's all going to have to start up front for the Chiefs. The Chiefs' defensive line showed some signs of life versus the Eagles, but there was still very much to be desired. Omar Norman-Lott got his first sack in the NFL, but George Karlaftis, Charles Omenihu, Jerry Tillery, Derek Nagy, and Chris Jones were all obsolete. They've sacked Russell Wilson 25 times over the past 3 seasons, and the Giants' offensive line is a little bit weak. So this may be the get-right game the Chiefs needed up front. The Chiefs need Pacheco to step up as he's the 47th ranked running back in the NFL per PFF. The offensive line needs to open up more holes and be more consistent. Andy Reid and Matt Nagy need to call better plays and be less obvious in the run game. Tonyan, Brashard Smith, Noah Gray, and even Nico Remigio need more meaningful snaps in the offense. We need to take more deep shots to Tyquan Thornton and Xavier Worthy if he's back healthy. Let's open this thing up and put some points on the Giants early and get a nice, comfy win. Let that defense eat and get after Russ by getting them trailing early and becoming one-dimensional. Let's create some turnovers. That should be easy versus Russell Wilson. Let's get a big win and come back next week and prepare our asses off for the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. So look, drop your score predictions in the comments and tune in at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday for the Chiefs versus Giants all chiefed up pregame show. We'll be giving our predictions and talking with all of you before the game. It's going to be a great time, so don't miss that one. There will be no replay. That's going to wrap it up for the day. Thanks for commenting and sharing this with a friend. We'll catch you next time. Go Chiefs.